Tehát ott hagytuk abba, hogy le kéne győznünk elvileg valami kirencs izét.
Vulcan, I hope you've got good news.
Nem is csináltam még semmit.
There were Freeborn blades in Carlthas. Do you know if they survived?
Your captain told me about them, but I don't know what happened to them. Some of my soldiers reported that they saw humans among the Deadwalkers' prisoners. That's all I know. Talk to them. They can tell you if they were your brothers in arms or not.
I still haven't found your passageway beneath the city.
It's there, somewhere, and
I'll be going.
Szóval, ugassunk egyet. Jön velem valaki, vagy... Ne jössz velem? De ne gyere velem.
Damn, it's freezing here. Aren't you cold?
I've spent many winters in libraries with no heating. After that, you hardly notice the cold. Which reminds me, do you know if the library in the city is still intact?
No idea. You looking for any book in particular?
Not a book, many books. The elves have the most advanced culture in the world. Their libraries contain works of inestimable value. We should find them. They could be useful to us.
Just in time, Vulcan. I'm afraid I need you.
What happened to you?
To me, nothing. It's about my people.
No.
No. I mean, yes.
I'm not sure
I'll explain. Every elf possesses a stone of souls, which contains the memories and emotions from... These stones are passed from generation to generation. It's a way of preserving the memories of our people. With all of those who died at Carlthas, there are thousands of stones abandoned in the city. You are no doubt the one who will be traveling to our city the most. If you could bring back as many of them as possible, I'd be eternally grateful. Actually, all of my people will be in your debt. At least the ones who still live.
All right, I'll take care of it. But don't expect to see me dancing around with a wheelbarrow full of rocks.
That would in fact be an amusing sight. But I do get your meaning. Whenever you can, check the bodies of elves you come across and collect the stones. Even if we manage to save only a very few, we will at least preserve some of the memories of my people.
I'll see what I can do. I'll leave you here.
Akkor már beszélek veled is, ha neked is van valami jóféle mondatból.
Mercenary, I owe you my life. I'll never forget that.
How did you get out of your coma in the village?
I don't know. All I know is that I opened my eyes and heard the sound of fighting. I just had the time to grab my weapon and get out into the village square. It looked like the general of the Deadwalkers was waiting for me. Sometimes the sense of duty is more powerful than the pain of wounds.
So that business of cures was useless.
You'll never know. Maybe I would have woken up sooner, but I don't blame you. From what I was told, I was in a desperate state, and you had other things to do.
I'll be going now.
I have nothing to say to you, mercenary. You want to follow these gutless elves? That's your choice, not ours. Now leave us!
Akkor bassz meg. Jó, mi van itt is basszus, hogy ennyien itt izélyenek. Na.
I wish I could go out on a recon, but the captain says I have to stay here.
What is it, Vulcan?
I wanted to ask... The Blades who were in the city, do you think they made it?
I hope so. I really hope so. After all, they shouldn't have been taking part in the battle. With a bit of luck, they weren't in the front lines when the ice wave struck. Generally, the Ice Lords don't kill those they capture. They like to keep their prisoners close by. Let's hope that our lads are amongst them, and maybe we can free them.
Do you know Carolthas?
I came here a long time ago, at the beginning of the war. We hoped at the time that the elves would help, and there they were, all safe and sound in their city, totally disinterested in when I learned that there was a battle brewing, and that the last of the human armies were gathering here. I sent a...
Let's change the subject. I have to go.
És nem mi van?
If I knew how messed up everything was gonna be. You know what a pain in the ass it was hauling my...
I bet. But we're lucky you followed us. We could do with the goods.
Yeah, well, seeing what's left of the village, it's not like I had a choice. And with you around, business is better than ever.
Let me see what you...
A szemetet árulsz, nézzük csak. Ez jól néz ki. Ez jó is. Csak egy a gond. Nem igazán használok ilyen kardot. Szevasz. Törvény már megérte.
The Knight knows this region well. He came here once before while he was protecting a delegation from the Alliance on their way to visit with the King of the Elves. He would like to reconnoiter the area. He thinks he can find things that would be of great use to his friend.
If you think you can find something useful, go ahead. But remember, the position of the camp must stay secret, and try to come back in one piece. Edwin, I need to speak.
What can I do for you?
I would like to ask you a few questions. I always hear people talking about the World Heart. What exactly is it?
First, forget all the children's stories about a friendly force for good, or its mythical dimension. The World Heart is very real. It is above all a source of power. It is from there that magic comes, as well as certain energies necessary for the proper functioning of our world. These energies can be captured and used. That is what magicians do. In their own way, each draws his power from the World Heart.
The demon insists we must purify it. That mean anything to you?
It's a good bet it is referring indirectly to the Ice Lords. As you know, those magicians have access to immeasurable power. This power has an origin and a cost. They drew it from the World Heart with a veracity that is truly limitless. Each of the Ice Lords' palaces has a portal linking it to the source. Imagine leeches sucking away endlessly on the energy which feeds them. To purify it, you'd have to rid the World Heart of all those leeches.
So all we have to do is go to this place nobody knows and clean out the all-powerful magical parasites. Sounds like a plan to me. What happened at Carolthas? Have you ever seen that before?
Wait until your enemies have gathered and then take them by surprise using magic. The attack on this city bears the mark of Black Frost. To cast a spell capable of freezing a river, he would have to be here in person. It's possible that he's still in the area. He could be your key to the World Heart. Find him and eliminate him, and the door to your goal will open.
Aren't you cold like that?
Is that your polite way of suggesting I'm indecently dressed?
I was simply concerned about your health.
Oh, how touching. But after having spent nights on end, trapped in a cage in the middle of the swamps, I can assure you that catching a cold is not highest on the list of things I worry about.
We're going to try to take back...
Yes, of course. You'll need to locate a unicorn, a few leprechauns, and perhaps a fairy or two.
Koboldok, nem probléma, unicorn is ott lesz valahol a pincében. Tünde, itt vannak.
Retaking the town.
So you're saying it's impossible?
You catch on quickly. The might of the entire elven army was swept away in a few minutes. Be realistic. Your allies are disintegrating.
And then what? Wait for the war to be lost? Put off dying another month or two until the Deadwalker army fight?
You could hide yourself and learn how to control your demon. I could help.
It's tempting. Yeah, why not? I'm getting a little tired of fighting for lost causes. Just let me get organized and...
I cannot allow thee to simply flee. Step off of the path to the World Heart and I will kill her.
Vulcan, are you still there?
Yeah. Seems like he's not a big fan of...
The need to reach its goal has grown too strong. Very well. Your demon will no doubt gain strength through combat.
I'm afraid you might be right. How well do you know Black Frost?
Once upon a time, we were both Ice Lords.
Don't take me for a fool. There's more to it than that.
Since nothing escapes your insightful eye, Black Frost and I were close before I lost my powers.
Close. Okay. So things got hot between two Ice Lords?
That is none of your affair.
Jó.
On the contrary, it just might be proof that you had a heart.
My heart has nothing to do with it. Our relationship was purely political. This alliance could have helped us to get the upper hand over the other Ice Lords.
What screwed it up?
He betrayed me first.
I hate when that happens.
When the other Ice Lords finally noticed our strengthened connection and felt threatened by it, he reacted by sacrificing me to save his own skin. He is the one who suggested to the others that they dispossess me of my powers and leave me to live as a miserable human.
Yeah, that's a deal breaker. Thanks.
Na, bywaj, veled, mi van?
Hey, Buffalo. I see nobody's managed to kill you yet.
Not before I've seen you blown up by one of your toys.
Have you had time to talk to the...
Yes, but they didn't say much. I don't think they trust us, or the Reds. They were just as stupid as we were. They thought they were going to join up with a great army to be safe.
Do you think they'll stay?
I don't think they're in any mood to fight. Once they've seen to their wounded, they'll be out of here the first chance they...
I'm going.
Hátszor a helyzet eléggé.
Greetings, mercenary. I hope you're here to help us defeat the Deadwalkers.
Egyet nem bírsz győzni. Egy kibaszott falva járó. Kurwa wyzadło. Jó van, meghaltam. Hol méreg nem végez velünk, ezt jól tudni. Esetben keljék fel? Szíleljék? Kezd venni a harc elég jó. Inkább felültem az egész helyet, még mögben megyek valahol.
We got a problem.
Don't go anywhere near them. It's a trap. I'm certain you could master them in combat, but they are only here to delay you and raise the alarm.
We have to find another way.
Már voltam egyszer. Talán, hogy most megint ott vannak. Irányozok akkor most.
I've got other things to do first. Before I get involved in that.
Hű, de jó. Itt vagytok itt már megint. Most kapjátok be. Én majd sem vagyok. Pontosan. Én már itt sem vagyok. Én nem.
Relmar, you got a minute?
Yes?
I brought you a few stones I found.
Thank you. I'm sure it doesn't seem all that important.
I'll leave you. I took care of that Deadwalker barricade that was bothering you.
Really? Excellent. Now we can keep watch everywhere on the steps.
I still haven't found your passageway beneath.
It's there, somewhere, and we have...
What's the situation?
We've lost control of the outlying areas. The Deadwalkers have set up 2 watchtowers and are patrolling the Keralthas perimeter. If we make the slightest sortie, they'll spot...
2 towers, huh? Precious. I could take them for you.
That would let us try to execute some sorties. Up to you. But if you do try it, I'd be much obliged if you would let me know as quickly. Because that breathing room won't last long before the Deadwalkers realize something's up.
I'll be going.
Level up. Level. Mondod, mi a helyzet, ő szanacska?
Mercenary!
How did you manage to make...
Bit of luck, just like with everyone. I'd pulled guard duty so many times in a row that I was sent on R&R. If you really want to know, I was in a steam room when the attack came, having a really... It was horrible. The deathly silence that fell on the city just like that. Anyway, I jumped into my uniform and ran like crazy until I found my commander. And now here I am.
What can you tell me about your...
I hardly know him. I wasn't in his unit. As far as I know, he wasn't that high up, but he's the highest ranking officer we have left. Anyway, I have to admit that he managed to bring us together, set up camp, and get a bit of cohesion going in us.
How are things going in...
Bah, we're short of everything and morale's not great. But we're together and in a way you could say everything's fine. Even if I heard that the survivors from the human army were kicking...
Did you see any freeborn blades?
Any what?
Freeborn blades.
Difficult to say if they were mercenaries, but I saw some humans, yes. Some of them got captured by the living dead, others...
Do you know where they were
Only thing I saw was that they were split into several groups. For the rest...
I'm leaving.
Szanat sem mentem sokta. Mondjuk 200 kéne bevenni. Tadám egyik. Szar lesz a helyzet. Nyad. Azért tart eddig kell lőni azt a kurva tűzgömböt. Ez egy lényeg. Szarba vagyunk itt. Többiet remélem nem kapok. Oh.
We'll be watching this sector. Thank you for your help, mercenary.
Szívesen. Nem is értetek volna a harc közben segíteni. Ugye, erre van a második torony. Mi a fasz? Ez mi? 4 nyilat hangot hallottam, egyszer nem lőtt el. Ez vicc.
Thanks for the help, mercenary. We're going to keep watching this sector.
Now I've seen everything. The Deadwalkers kicking each other's asses.
I beg your pardon?
What? This one talks? What the hell are you, a lich? A zombie scribe?
We've only known one another a few seconds, and already you insult me. Charming, I must say.
If you aren't one of them, then what are you?
I am an immortal superior spirit. And you?
So you're an Ice Lord. I thought you'd be taller or something.
I have absolutely no involvement with that bunch of cheapskate conjurers, and I would never humiliate myself by working for them, since that's what you seem to be suggesting.
Yeah? Rotting flesh sticking out bones? You sure as hell look like a damn Deadwalker to me.
Tut tut. Did no one ever tell you not to judge a book by its cover? It's true that you're young, but use your wits. Would I be fighting my own troops if what you suggest were the truth?
All I can be sure of is that you're not really alive, and that makes you my enemy. And what's more, you're in my way.
Musa. Au! Ja muszę trafić.
Enough! I yield. This rotting body will not survive more punishment. In all my 6,000 years, I have never witnessed such power. You seem to be as unique a being as I am. What is the source of your power? What are you?
There's a demon inside me. A creature of flame that claims to come from the World Heart.
How fascinating. Even if the term demon seems to lack precision, Nonetheless, I must confess that in spite of my vast knowledge, I have no idea what this entity really is. At last, something interesting. I was almost dying of boredom. I suspect that exploring what's inside you will probably be quite exciting. No, don't speak. I'm coming with you. I can't wait to find out more about your case. So how shall we begin our newfound friendship?
I have to go into Carolthas. You seem to know your way around. Come with me.
But of course, there is no finer guide than myself. I know a secret way into Carolthas.
Oh, mi merci. Visszamegyünk a támadba szépen. A végén az a két mellékküldetés semmiség van. Vagytok itt már megint. Hosszorok lehetek. Ninja.
Well, yeah, he looks like one. But don't worry, he's on our side. He's not a dead walker. I'll take responsibility. I'm an officer.
Fear not, my young friend. I don't eat elves. They play havoc with my digestion.
Easy on the jokes, please. Two fairground freaks walking around together is already enough to get us into...
Greetings, Mercer.
I'll be going. The way is clear. I took out...
And my men are in position. Good work. We'll be able to keep an eye on the entire...
I'll be... Mithras, do you have...
My dear, I have all of it.
Who are you exactly?
I am Mithras. Immortal and unique.
Right. So why aren't you out there hanging out with your Deadwalker friends?
First of all, I don't have any pals. I'm a little too old for that. Secondly, I find your implication that I am associated with them most unpleasant. I have nothing in common with those dead things. I've been around for over 6,000 years, and I'm still very much alive, thank you. I admit this body is looking a little worn.
6,000 years old? Hey, you don't look a day over 250.
You flatterer. I did, however, lose a toe this morning. Nonetheless, these dead walkers are simply corpses that are animated by magic. Whereas I am an immortal spirit who changes bodies when they wear out. There's absolutely no similarity.
But that's awful. You steal bodies?
Alas, voluntary donations are hard to come by. If you hear of any, do let me know. I'm on the lookout. But if it reassures your delicate sensibilities, I generally choose dead bodies.
What do I say?
I want to ask you... What do you know about the Deadwalkers?
Apart from the fact that they're an incongruous mass of corpses with appalling bad taste that are animated through the use of magic, nothing. I can tell you that the power necessary for their creation, and to keep them working, is far beyond the magical abilities of any of your contemporaries. And since it's obvious they're incapable of any decision-making or strategy, they are clearly being controlled from a distance. All of which suggests the Ice Lords who are controlling these things are rather powerful. Something, I grant you, quite difficult to believe when one saw them start out at the same pitiful level of incompetence as their brothers, the Red Scribes.
In 6,000 years, have you ever seen a situation as desperate as this one?
Honestly? Well, no. You are, as you might put it, fucked. Or at least the mortals seem to be. But you carry something within you that may modify things somewhat. And it is this seemingly insignificant detail, this flap of a butterfly's wing, which may eventually change the apparently manifest destiny of the world as you know it. This demon, as you call it, has never before walked the earth. Neither he, neither it, nor any other of its kind. If they had, I would know of it, believe me. Consequently, and in spite of the evident futility of such a sentiment, there may be grounds for you to feel a slight glimmer of hope. That is, of course, if it is your desire to avert disaster.
Well, that's comforting. Why did you come to Caroltha?
Why not? There's one thing you should know about eternity. It can be rather dull. So I do my very best to be in the right place at the right time. The place where it's the most fun.
Fun? You think this is fun?
Well, distracting then, if you prefer. What do you expect? I'm just so bored. The End of the World is a show I wouldn't want to miss.
Do you have any idea about what I am becoming?
In all my long lives, I've never seen your like. Even the term demon seems to be designed to cause confusion. I have seen real demons when I lived as a war drum player amongst the dwarves.
Dwarves are just legend. You're yanking my chain.
It would be churlish to mock someone when it is so easy. Thus the dwarves did exist, and I was once one of them. They used to use these little creatures, barely the size of toddlers, in their enormous forges. They were little red creatures with tiny horns and a wicked air about them. You see, they were able to survive in the flames. The dwarves called them demons. You look a little like one of them, only much bigger. And you have an even more pronounced affinity with fire. I'm reserving judgment about the wicked attitude. I believe this affinity with flames is no coincidence. You are clearly a response, a weapon, and your purpose is to face the Ice Lords. It is entirely possible that you are the fruit of an attempt to rebalance the forces of nature. Alas, I have no idea which entity is behind all of this.
Talk to you later.
Elbeszéltem mindent, akkor következő részben bejutunk Kerenosba, vagy hát tököm tudni a nevet. Na, addig is.